What's up, everyone? If anyone's actually in chat, don't know. Yeah. Here we go. Going to get started. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Power Art. Today, we're going to be reacting to Casual Geographic's The Scariest Predator to Ever Live. I know this is about alligators and crocodiles. But yeah, let's go. Interested to see what information is new regarding alligators and crocodiles. So let's go.
Animals very clearly got the middle finger from evolution. This is the portrait of privilege. There is no animal that's gotten more green lights from God than a bulletproof, sawtoothed, predatory sledgehammer with hyperintelligence, parkour prowess, and the ability to cryo sleep like Captain America. Yeah, that menace is alive. Find out if you want to. Brumation's pretty much hibernation for reptiles. Basically a built-in power save mode for animals that already don't use much of it. But it means this is an apex predator that can survive a fate with Elsa, cause gators and the like can survive a winter in a frozen pond by turning their metabolism all the way down, where they'll just stick their snouts above water and leave the rest under the ice where it's actually warmer until fate decides to defrost them. Mind you, Brumation's not sleep, and gators will move around on days when it's warmer, but it also means this ill-mannered iceberg can probably sense you walking past it, thanks to another superpower we'll get into later. Cause you're gonna learn that not only is the mame gecko the most disrespectful addition to the food web, it is humanity's greatest predator, and whatever Oppenheimer felt when Hiroshima got hit with a massacre mushroom isn't even 1% of the regret felt by whoever unleashed an armor-plated equalizer onto Earth. But real quick, I'm gonna be saying crocodiles for most of this video.
But there are differences,
but a lot of this applies to crocodilians as a concept. I cannot express how much every part of a crocodile's body is designed to author your obituary, and that includes its walnut-sized brain. Because crocodiles are intelligent on a level that should deeply disturb you. Both mugger crocodiles and American alligators will lure birds in by using sticks and twigs as bait to snatch their souls. That would already be bad enough, without the implication. The implication is that Satan's Snaggletooth Stapler is able to take seasonality into account, since they're aware enough to pull this in the middle of nesting season. They're like Batman with prep time, except they've had 100 million years to plot. Another revelation is that the dinosaur time left behind will hunt as a pack, with scientists watching a group of crocs swimming in a circle around a...
You telling me that they hunt in packs? Well, fuck it. Not these are alligators, yes, but crocodilians can hunt in packs. That's horrifying. One crocodile is enough. Now, dude, you don't need more.
Shoal of fish, making the circle tighter and tighter until the fish were forced into a bait ball, just for the chompy boys to take turns cutting across the center of the circle to get their share of fish. There's another example where a massive saltwater crocodile scared a pig into running into a lagoon, where it was immediately jumped by two smaller crocs waiting. Now the implication there is somehow the giant salty knew exactly what direction to force the pig. Crocs have been doing this, it's just as expert Vladimir Dene will tell you, it's incredibly difficult to study an animal that does its damage in the water. Because if you're in the water studying hunting crocodiles, chances are they're also studying you, and their thesis statement is your headstone.
That crocodile is massive. Fuck, that's a massive ass crocodile.
Engravement. Vlad has put in over 3,000 hours of watching crocs and has witnessed things like a stronger, heavier croc driving fish to shore with smaller, more agile teammates hawking cornered fish. Now you might ask, how do the crocs share their victims? And honestly, that might be more unsettling than how they murk them. Chris Campbell was a contractor for the Okefenokee Wildlife Reserve, which meant over a decade of watching what a neighbor gator is capable of. One day he showed up to work with 60-something gators posted up by the boat docks. What he described were two groups of gators, one in the semicircle formation driving fish to the shallows and using the boats to corner them, and the other group in the background resting, or more like waiting. Because whenever a gator from the hunting party caught a fish, he'd immediately retire to the waiting group, and one of the waiting crocs would sub in and take his place. This went on for hours, until it got hot enough for them to clock out and go their ways. But when Campbell went back the next morning, like clockwork, the morning crush was still there. Same time, same place, same agenda. That's a level of teamwork and foresight most people aren't willing to accept from a prehistoric snap trap. But your ignorance ain't bliss, in fact it's what sustains them. In many spots in Africa and Australia, people are warned never to get water from the same place more than once, and definitely not past twice. It's because crocodiles will memorize patterns and clock your daily routine, and getting too predictable around a professional camper means the croc will take note, just to ambush you the next chance they get, and they'll use very little energy to do it. It's also why studying them is like edging death. Choose the same spots repeatedly, and at best, the croc notices and avoids you with no regard for your research. And at worst, Senor Snappy studies your habits enough to put a halo around your head. That's a real PhD, which makes the crocodile a gift-wrapped FU to any creature of habit, and why the most dangerous kind of croc is actually an investigator.
If we're anything like you,
Nah.
you know what it feels like to get these medical bills
you.
in the mail and
Send-
sometimes wonder,
Fuck off.
But if you watch this video, you could be the smartest thing missing a spine. You'll still be a living doormat if you don't have the hardware to back it up. And no animal has more disrespectful hardware than a motion-activated bear trap.
Okay, this is new. He doesn't really have like this like segment in here where it's just like a soundtrack and then the visuals of the animal playing. This is new from Casual. Okay, I like it. I like it.
The crocodile is the most physically unfair predator on Earth because virtually every body part has been expressly designed to flatline you. They have the strongest recorded bite force of any animal, at 3,700 pounds per square inch, making
Dead.
its jaw a steel trap, capable of damage on par with victims of war. But maturing's realizing it's the teeth as much as the jaw. Sharks have serrated teeth to slice through prey. Crocs have death cones designed to keep prey in its custody, meaning if a leather log bites you, you
I feel so bad for that wildebeest being dragged back by the tail. Oh God.
have the lowest chance of escape, which gets worse when the croc proceeds to drown you, and with crocs being able to hold their breath for up to 2 hours, trust that you'll pass tense long before he does. The only thing with those teeth is, they're great for grabbing, useless for chewing, so they'll slam prey into chunks and swallow them whole, which leads to the most broken finishing move of any animal, the death roll. But crocs also have the most acidic stomach of any animal and can dissolve bones, horns, and hooves. But they're also bloodbenders with a heart that controls exactly where the blood goes, and a feeding croc will direct blood to its stomach, so the
Damn.
carbon dioxide in it only makes the acid more corrosive. And good luck fighting back.
okay.
Nature made an evolutionary aggro weapon borderline bulletproof. Crocodiles are covered in osteoderms, and armor plating blocks the teeth of other animals from doing damage, which is why there's more than one case of a croc tanking a gunshot, but the nasty work is what you can't see. The scales are said to manipulate water in a way that means a 20-foot problem doesn't make ripples. The osteoderms create counter
Holy shit! I never fucking knew that. I've been watching animal documentaries, Crocodile Hunter, Jeff Corwin. I've been watching a bunch of animal documentaries and stuff my entire life. I never once realized what that a crocodile does not create ripples when it swims on the surface.
countercurrents that cancel out any disturbances made in the water. Basically cloaking technology, but in a sterile
Damn.
reptile. The same osteoderms can store heat for when it gets too cold and then release it when it's too hot, so they also have a built-in thermostat. There's one more trick under its skin, and it's that when crocs spend all that time underwater, lactic acid starts to build up in them. But because osteoderms are made of mineralized bones, the minerals will slightly dissolve if the acid gets too high, releasing carbonate and bicarbonate ions that neutralize the acid and raise the pH. Crocs are nature's nepo babies. Evolution gave them every cheat possible. And with salties growing up to 20 feet long and pressing the scales at often over 2,000 pounds, it's not like they needed more handouts. Especially when you realize, except for a tail that stores fat like a camel's hump, crocs are almost all muscle and look like a snake with legs with Kratos' knives for teeth.
Damn,
that
okay.
tail is a lot stronger than you think, and the same one that can briefly airlift a plus-size predator would absolutely shatter your leg with a direct hit.
Damn.
There might not be anything more unsettling than crocodiles having probably the most advanced eyes of any animal. Eyes nature put right at the top of their heads, so snappy lads can plot on your life while cosplaying as a log. Eyes that have a protective nictating membrane, so even attacking one of their few weaknesses still requires two-factor authentication. Especially since they can
Yeah.
retract their eyeballs. And like dolphins, crocs can rest half their brain at a time, meaning the pride of Steve Irwin can sleep with one eye open, and studies show they're
Yeah.
more likely to do that when they're around humans. Also, they have night vision because of course they do. And that's not even the most broken part of their vision. The fovea is a small part of the retina, but it's where vision is the sharpest, and it's what you use when you focus on a specific word on a page, or play Where's Waldo. And when you move your eyes to look at something, got him, that's you putting the image on your fovea.
I saw nothing.
The problem is, what is a tiny dot for us is the shape of a skid mark in a crocodile. Having a fat fovea means nature's favorite predator can scan an entire shoreline without moving its head. If you still don't follow, get a book and try to read the entire page without moving your eyes once, and then realize how much of a middle finger this creature's existence is. Especially
Damn.
since
Okay,
the
okay.
Titanic scale demon has cockroach levels of
Cockroach.
claw armor. Crocodile
Yeah. Okay. Crocs are fucked up. Okay, hey, I get it. I get it. But the fact that they have basically photographic memory, because people who have basically that can read a page in an instant. Yeah. Okay, so they just have that. Okay, gotcha.
Crocodiles can tank freezing cold, extreme heat, radiation, and can live in waters contaminated with heavy metals. And with a diet of a morgue, they're resistant to nastiness like anthrax, cholera, and the most potent substance on Earth, botulism. They also have negligible senescence, meaning they don't really age the same way most animals do. It doesn't make them immortal, but it does mean that they never really stop growing and can easily pass 100. In fact, right now, there's a croc that's been alive since 1900. Like the year. Which means, other than a Greenland shark, I don't think there's another predator that can outlive a croc, and with them being nature's favorite, of course some sick muppet made them resistant to cancer.
Resistant to what?
And many believe it's thanks to their gut favorite. Of course some sick muppet made them resistant to cancer.
The fuck you mean they're resistant to cancer?
And many believe it's thanks to their gut, because the gut microbiome is said to be a huge part of your health, and a crocodile's gut community manages to UNO reverse cancer. An experiment found that their gut bacteria put the brakes on cancer and slowed the growth of cancer-causing cells. Basically, it's a cancer to cancer, and now I understand why Buddy from Spider-Man crashed out. Especially since it turns out alligators and crocodiles can regenerate a lost tail. Crocodilian blood also throws hands with bad bacteria and can dead diseases like salmonella and staph infections. This thing's built like a Dark Souls boss, and the fact that they can survive several acts of God yet get neutralized by a rubber band around the mouth proves nature has a sense of irony. But that's a lot better than getting folded by some of the diseases out there, and there's some stuff that Satan would second guess. Viewer discretion is advised, and this time, I'm so serious. I'm not being cute. If you're queasy and not built for body horror, go here before I ruin your whole day. Your lack of action will be considered consent, I'm just saying. Last chance, you can still go back. Alright, this is on you. 3, 2, happy Halloween. I didn't even curse, I did gag a little. This is a deer suffering from papillomavirus, and it's usually not harmful unless you value mental health. But it can also cause Lovecraftian rabbits, with those affected seeming to grow tentacles. And if you live in Colorado, you've definitely seen these jackalopes popping up, and according to this article, the cutaneous quills are caused by the cottontail papillomavirus. This is the worst thing you can see while a mile high. Because of the altitude. We fear most what we can't understand.
That's also where you get the jackalope myth from, or folklore from. Also, I figured this was going to be the segue into the ground news.
And sometimes it feels like fear is the only thing stories like these are selling, and how that story is told could be the difference between being informed and building a panic bunker expecting the end of the world. That's where ground news stories is. Things why ground news takes the map Nobel. No, not this one. By now you already know I'm using. Makes $5 to like that. It just wasn't enough. Nature gave look at that deer again. But you'll never see a croc with something like that. It just wasn't enough. Nature gave an overachieving.
The fact that croc is in midair, not like going up like it normally would. No, just midair. Fuck that shit. No, fuck that. No.
Iguana, the most broken build on the planet. Their abilities would get them banned in any game. Like I said, a crocodile on a stakeout can hold its breath for hours, and alligators can survive a 5-month cold plunge. Low metabolism means they live on power save mode, and it's also why a crocodile can go up to 2 years without eating. God bless the bloke that breaks his fast. It means crocodiles can wait out the times that would surely wipe out anything else, and now you see how an aggressive snout managed to reject the same death that found the dinosaurs. Crocs have been around since Saturn was single and still waiting on a ring. thing, and the fact that they can just suspend animation by putting their life on
What?
layaway just proves that they really are the teacher's pet of evolution. Also, crocodiles are more than
Okay, first off, the fact that there was a alligator in that wild. But what you mean that crocodiles have been around before Saturn had rings? What? I need more information on that. When did Saturn get his rings?
capable of running fast enough to catch you off guard, or
Yeah,
at least
yeah.
a Cuban croc will, and this is the one time I wish it were AI. And whoever said you should run away from one in a zigzag is guilty of attempted murder. That is a myth that only ups the chance that you trip and go out like a horror movie. You could climb a tree, except they can do that too, because honestly, why not?
Yeah,
They do everything else. And not only do they climb trees, according to scientists, they do it regularly, with them finding grown adults 10 feet in the trees and juveniles as high as 30. School taught you to be afraid of quicksand and giant Venus flytraps, yet somehow a drop gator was an unmentioned possibility. They can also climb fences of every kind. And again, you already know where this was taken. This is flagrantly Floridian. I think now's a good time to mention crocodiles are more related to birds than to a turtle, snake, or a lizard, meaning we just barely missed out on this freak being able to fly. Flightlessness aside, another thing they can't do well is see underwater. Their aquavision is actually kind of mid. We're this far into this video and we finally found a weakness. But don't get too excited, because nature overcompensated with something outrageous. Those pits seasoning the crocodile are pressure sensors, and it's how the ultimate predator can clock the smallest vibrations in the water. It completely erases their lack of water vision. In fact, you could hogtie a croc blindfolded, throw it into a pool, and let a leaky faucet drip on a complete opposite side. The croc will still know exactly where the water's coming from, while you won't know where he is until you wake up at a Tupac concert. And when murkiness brings the water's visibility to zero, they'll T-pose, spreading their legs and fingers to maximize an already broken ability. And speaking of fingers, their jaws are more sensitive than yours. A dinosaur beast breathing like a nosecable, let the croc tell it. That's the only demon that's slaying. And I don't know if I said this already, but let's not just walk past the fact that they can regenerate their tails like a starfish's arm. But the thing is, bears are berserker builds on steroids. Cats are four-legged fur ninjas, and orcas are the most cerebral serial murkers on the planet. What is it about this semi-aquatic bioweapon that makes me confidently call them the scariest predator on Earth? Oh, simple. They're a predator's predator. Is there a single predator that generates more anxiety in other predators? Even cheetahs aren't fast enough to cheat death in the hit range of the reptile.
Damn.
And the king of the jungle gets a severe vibe check when they're out of their element. Not to mention, crocodiles will savage sharks to the point where many believe bull sharks actively avoid them. The crocodile is the worst kind of predator, one with zero prejudice, which makes them a massive threat to the most successful predator of all time.
Chapelwick wasn't built. It...
Here's the thing, when a lion, tiger, or bear becomes a man-eater, it usually means something's wrong and they can't hunt their normal prey. Polar bears and Komodo dragons are famously less picky, but their home base is so remote that most people will never have to worry about them. Not only do crocodiles practice the worst kind of equality, they're basically everywhere. It's not that they actively go after humans, just that they genuinely don't care, which is why it's the crocodile that turns more humans into hashtags than any other large predator by a lot, and considering how and where they do it, that number could easily be higher. Even if you don't get killed by a crocodile, there's plenty of psychological damage that comes from being targeted by one. In 2003, two Australian teenagers spent 22 hours trapped in a tree while being stalked by a 13-foot crocodile below, and the entire night was the two keeping each other awake so they wouldn't fall in. To make it even worse, thanks to a flood, the waters kept rising, and the croc seemed to taunt the two by showing off the body of the third friend it had already caught. The two would be saved, but only by helicopter, because really, what else can you do in that situation? Well, they didn't get it as bad as Ryan. The New Zealander also got stalked by a croc almost as big as the 20-foot kayak he was traveling in, and held captive on Governor Island, where the predator repeatedly made his presence known. 2 weeks with limited food and water, and a 20-foot undertaker that would chase him every time he tried to leave, and Ryan was hanging on by only a thread by the time he was rescued. That's the horror of being hunted by the greatest sit-and-wait predator of all time. Cause time is their greatest resource. You'll never have more of it than they do. And the fact that the big ones can go a year or more between meals and do their dirty work in murky water makes a man-eating crocodile the most difficult kind to deal with. Gustav was a Nile crocodile believed to be 20 feet long and well over 2,000 pounds. Believed because despite allegedly putting 300 people in past tense and being repeatedly shot, the serial killer Croc was never officially caught. And despite reports of his death, because he was believed to have hatched in the 50s, there's a small but legitimate chance he's still out there, biding his time, just waiting for someone to wander close enough to become 50 Shades of Prey. You never see them until it's too late, and once you do, you might not see them for another year. It's a self-cloaking carnivorous convict that the land before time left behind. This is the scariest predator on Earth. But of course, it's just an animal doing what comes naturally. They're not evil, just forged by millions of years of character development and mass extinctions. It's not hard to see why Steve Irwin wrote so hard for them, and I wouldn't be doing Khaki Jesus justice if I convinced you to hate them. Nah, with them it's respect, and a very healthy helping of fear, because moral of the story, always beware the old man in a game where men die young. And you always beware the landlord of Croc Country, because you'll never know when rent's due.
Good video. That's a really good video. I did not know that crocodilians hunted in packs. Also, I was a little disappointed on one thing that didn't really talk about gargoyles. The what the fuck it's pronounced? The ones that has a very short snout at those. I was surprised that he didn't talk about them though. Cayman's got a little mention in the the sidebars and stuff, but the gargoyles didn't get a mention at all. But oh, it's fine, it's fine. But yeah, good video. Learn a bit. Also surprised he didn't mention the Wilung, the one, the saltwater croc that was caught in the Philippines. That's like 23 feet long, and it has report of it being another man eater, like bigger than Wuling. I think his name is Wuling. But yeah, thank you all for watching the video. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe, and be sure to check comment down below what you guys see me react to in the future. And until next time, guys, I'll be seeing you. Okay. So now one here. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's see here. Okay. Next video. Is Sub-Zero versus Glacius. Okay, there's that. Maybe down a little bit. Okay, that's done. Let's get started. Oh, what's that? Damn, okay. Jim Johnston from WWE. Doggo. They're free to do whatever they want. Ain't that right, buddy? You can do whatever you want. There you go. It's the second one. That's Okay. Heard me sneeze and it came running. Anyways, let's go into. Yeah, let's start. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Power Arc. Today, we're back with another episode of Death Battle. We're watching Sub-Zero versus Glacius. Our current record for Death Battle is 50-27. Doing pretty good, if I do say so myself. Never. I don't think I'm pretty sure I haven't gotten negative yet. I came close getting it to where it would be actually tied 50-50. But so far it's not been that. So I know a little bit about Sub-Zero. I don't know that much about Glacius. So yeah, it'd be looking forward to it. Let's get started. Link to the original video will be in the description below. Be sure to go check that out. And here,
The freezing chill of death is a horrifying thought, whether it comes from being alone in the mountains, submerged in the Antarctic,
Or if you're really unlucky, getting iced by one of these cool warriors. Wow, sorry, that was bad, even for me.
Sub-Zero, the cryomancer ninja of Mortal Kombat.
And Glacius, the icy alien with a killer instinct. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
okay.
For untold generations, the Lin Kuei assassins waged war with their rival splinter group, the Shirai Ryu. Desperate to claim victory in the bloody conflict, the Lin Kuei resorted to drastic means of recruitment for able-bodied soldiers, no matter what age they were.
So, kidnapping children?
Kidnapping children.
Well, at least they got to be ninjas. I bet their tiny little bodies would be even stealthier.
Turns out, two of these kids just so happen to be descendants from a race of extra-dimensional beings experienced in the art of ice magic. Their names were
Okay.
Bi-Han and Kuai Liang.
With the Lin Kuei's training, these brothers became cold-blooded assassins and the finest warriors in the clan.
And whether it started as a joke or he just thought it was badass, Bi-Han adopted a brand new name, Sub-Zero.
Sounds like an online username from your teenage years that you regret forever when you're older.
Sub-Zero
Yeah,
was so
yeah.
fierce and driven, he became directly responsible for the complete annihilation of the rival Shirai Ryu clan.
Unfortunately for him, one of them, called Scorpion, survived. Well, kind of.
Kind
And
of.
decided to kill him right back. Which obviously pissed off Kuai Liang, who decided to do the same to Scorpion, and got it. It's like high school drama, but with murder.
Striving to honor his
Murder.
fallen brother, Kuai Liang assumed his brother's mantle as the champion of the Lin Kuei. Sub-Zero was reborn.
Sub-Zero.
This new Sub-Zero is a master of Shotokan Karate and Dragon Kung Fu, and enhances his martial arts with his deadly cryomantic abilities.
Subby can freeze the moisture in the air to do tons of stuff. He can make his own personal slip and slide.
Okay.
Perfect for surprise attacks. He can form all sorts of weapons out of thin air, like daggers,
Okay.
swords, or even ice hammers. But best of all, the dude can make ice so cold, it instantly freezes anybody who touches it.
This can be achieved through Sub-Zero's Ice Blast projectile, or the Ice Clone technique, both of which completely immobilize his opponent for devastating follow-up attacks.
Did he just make a perfect sculpture of himself? Why doesn't he go into the ice sculpting business? Dude would make a killing.
Damn,
Ooh,
okay,
just,
okay.
you know, not the literal kind. He's got that down already.
Sub-Zero can also implement his cryomancy and ninja talents in what appears to be near-instant teleportation, an unexpected ability which baffles even his fellow assassins.
Yeah, but I bet that's still not as unexpected as turning into a friggin' polar bear. Like,
Damn, okay.
how though? I want to do that.
And best of all, after subduing his enemy, Sub-Zero has no qualms about tearing them to bloody shreds with one of his fatalities.
Taking after his dear old bro's favorite form of murder,
Okay.
Sub-Zero can rip a person's head off with their entire spinal column in tow. This one's for you, Bi-Han. If he's feeling particularly nasty, Sub-Zero will toy with his opponent. he'll encase their lower half in ice and force them to watch helplessly as he tears them in half. Or for a quick death, he'll put them in a deep freeze that shatters like glass.
At most, it takes Sub-Zero approximately 4 seconds to freeze a person in place, which in real-world physics is completely impossible. To induce full-body frostbite in that time, he would have to lower the surrounding temperature to negative 6.5 million degrees Fahrenheit.
That's a stupid amount of cold.
13,000 times colder than absolute zero, to be exact, making it a temperature which literally cannot exist.
God, then that's code. But I bet my wood fire stove would keep me warm, even then.
Yet still not as cold as my ex-wife's heart. Ha! Anyway, Sub-Zero has more than earned his reputation as one of the most fearsome fighters in the Mortal Kombat universe. He's strong enough to break titanium statues with a single chop, quick enough to dodge an oncoming rocket, and he defeated some of the best warriors across multiple dimensions, like the lizard dude Reptile and Taven the half-god, who single-handedly defeated dozens of Lin Kuei assassins. He's beaten his rival for life, Scorpion, several times, and even took on Batman?
Through sheer willpower, he survived injuries no normal person could walk away from, like getting torched in the face by a flamethrower, or being double impaled through the torso, and then torched again.
Whoa, that's a lot of blood! Like, how does he have any left?
I know, right? But that pales in comparison to when he underwent the procedures which turned him into a cyborg, and then was blown apart and reassembled into human form while still conscious.
Damn, what a tough son of a bitch!
But don't overestimate him. Although Sub-Zero keeps company with powerful spirits, undead wraiths, and immortal gods, he's not one of them. He may have incredible powers, but he's still just a mortal man. Also, his emotional baggage and desire to live up to his brother's name has clouded his judgment more than once.
But that didn't stop him from becoming Grand Master of the Lin Kuei. He changed their goals, turning them to the side of good, and even formed an alliance with his old rival Scorpion over a nice brunch. Life couldn't get any better. And then they found dragons!
Where the fuck did
Shirai Ryu, dog. Lin Kuei scum! Death is more honor than...
Where the fuck did they find the dragons at, though? Seriously, where the fuck did they find the dragons? I'm going to mess with my friend. My friend knows everything. If you've been here since the beginning, Kaiden knows everything about Mortal Kombat. So I'm going to ask him.
Than you deserve.
Beyond our solar system, advanced civilizations are governed by the 88 Decrees. Should anyone dare violate these laws, they will find themselves targeted by the Galactic Marshals.
AKA Space Cops. One of these alien officers was sent to Earth to investigate an eerie distress signal, but he was shot down by the world-dominating corporation called Ultratech. You know, evil Walmart.
Ultratech had reverse-engineered equipment from an alien crash some decades prior, the Roswell incident. However, the use of advanced technology by less developed species is a clear violation of the 88 Decrees.
Kinda like if you saw a chimpanzee pick up a flamethrower, it'd be awesome!
Nah, hold on. Because there's actually a video of a chimpanzee, of a monkey picking up a assault rifle. Scariest shit I've ever seen in my life. Because he immediately pointed it at the people that, he got the gun from. If he knew how to pull the trigger, there would have been a case of a human dying from a monkey with a machine gun or an assault rifle. What the hell? That's scary. No. Boomstick, I saw it wrong.
But you'd want to take it away real quick.
Determined to correct these wrongs and return home, the alien marshal set his sights on bringing Ultratech to their knees and recovering his lost technology. And if he couldn't, he'd just blow it all up.
It was Ultratech who codenamed him Glacius. Don't let his name fool you. Glacius wasn't always known for his fancy ice powers. Actually, he comes from a race of aliens with weird telekinetic abilities.
By manipulating simple molecular structures, Glacius can use the environment nearby to create armor around his inner body. This came in handy when his ship was shot down in Antarctica, and he lost his native shell.
So he had no choice but to make a new shell out of ice, which permanently turned him into an abominable snow monster.
With this new body, Glacius developed a fighting style to make the most of his new capabilities.
Glacius prefers to fight at a distance, using his long-range ice-bending attacks. He can turn his limbs into huge ice lances to keep enemies at bay, create spiky hail projectiles, and even summon spires of ice right under his opponent. And did he just punch that guy with an ice sculpture of himself?
More or less. That is the Shatter Technique, a powerful burst of energy which summons a mysterious uppercutting ice sculpture.
Perfect for opening up some sweet combos on his foes. Still, for all his keep-away game, you'd think he'd be a total chump up close. But remember how he can move ice with his mind? Well, he can melt it too, including himself.
By turning his body into liquid, he can evade oncoming attacks, surprise opponents from below with the aptly named Puddle Punch, and even completely dissolve people into nothing. And as an added precaution, he can summon extra ice to his body to serve as thicker armor, though his molecular telekinesis is too limited to maintain this armor for long periods of time.
He may be made of ice, but Glacius can still hit hard enough to launch opponents several stories into the air, including the 550-pound Fulgor units Ultratech is known for.
He's cunning enough to not only infiltrate Ultratech's highly guarded facilities, but also surprise attack its highly advanced robotic CEO, Arya. Before making his move, by Arya's own calculations, Glacius was able to drop the temperature of the entire room by 122 degrees Fahrenheit in 0.026 seconds. That's a quarter of a tenth of a second.
Just like Sub-Zero, he can lower a person's temperature by like thousands of degrees to freeze his opponents completely solid. And then he makes them explode with his mind.
Maybe Glacius's real name is Kelvin, because that's colder than absolute zero.
Feel like that was some sort of nerd joke.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, you're not allowed to make a joke ever again.
Oh, why do you gotta be so cold?
Hey, you were just told you ain't allowed to make jokes. Why are you making more jokes?
Anyway, in Glacius' mission to bring down Ultratech, he battled and defeated dozens of killer robots, a zombie pirate, a genetically engineered dinosaur fighter, and a werewolf.
He even killed Cinder, the guy who's made of friggin' fire. You know, opposite ice?
Glacius is ridiculously intimidating, but he does have a weakness. His natural body within the ice is fragile and defenseless. His entire fighting style is built around keeping foes away for this very reason.
So, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Glacius?
That's gross.
What, he looks like a giant popsicle with legs. Come on!
You know what, Boomstick? You're fucking weird.
Yes, we know that Boomstick is weird, but that's why we love him. Anyways. Oh. Shit. I don't know who to pick. I'm going to go with Sub-Zero. So I feel like Sub-Zero has more stuff to work with here. And feel like even if Glacius was able to turn him into ice, Sub-Zero does that already. And he says that, and they said that he's fragile inside. So I'm going with Sub-Zero as my pick.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But first, all this talk of
Precious and
you know, old mustard death battle.
incredible.
Okay.
Your race is new to me. You will know the chill of death. Fight!
Okay.
I should have known.
Okay, teleport. Stop selling Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero. Fucking kick his ass. Teleport behind him.
Challenge accepted.
What the hell you doing? You say teleport behind him.
You're a formidable warrior,
But
but you lack conviction.
teleport. Okay, yeah. Show off. Oh, hit with them. Alright. Let's go! I also thought I did not think the fight was going in so fast. Sub-Zero, thank God you won. I was not going to be happy if you lost. Okay, let's go. Tell me why I won.
KO!
I know it's the theme and all, but that was just ice cold.
Glacius and Sub-Zero seemed to be a near match in terms of cryomantic abilities, but it was Sub-Zero who had the training and the power to bring Glacius down.
Sub-Zero has fought ninjas, robot ninjas, secret agents, movie stars, gods, and even fellow ice warriors. Glacius really didn't have anything Subby hadn't seen before.
And while their speed
Okay.
was fairly similar, Sub-Zero's impressive reflexes and ninja-like skills gave him one of the most important edges in this fight. He could maneuver around Glacius's keep-away strategy, and his teleportation kept him a step ahead,
Okay.
even able to avoid Glacius's liquid form. And while Glacius did possess a minor form of telepathy, there's no evidence to suggest that it was used for anything other than direct communication.
Sub-Zero could take a lot of hits, so he wasn't going down easy. But if you put their defenses side by side, Glacius's ice armor does seem better. But it really didn't matter because Subs could just chop right through it.
Sub-Zero could shatter titanium statues in a single blow, a feat which requires at minimum 63,000 pounds of force per square inch. And titanium is obviously
Okay.
tougher than ice. Assuming Glacius' shell is composed of blue ice, the purest and toughest form ice can take, it would still only take at most 57,000 pounds of force per square inch to crack his entire body in half.
And he didn't
Okay.
even need to go that far. Just get to the squishy insides in the middle. I guess you could say that Glacius had his expectations shattered.
The winner is Sub-Zero.
Good shit. Okay, so it went back to normal. Camera was freezing out there for a second. Glad that they also kept, because I thought that there was like an animation error where they forgot to add the hand after that got destroyed, or they added the hand that got destroyed when they did it. They did. It wasn't there. It was good. Good shit. A good fight. I felt like the fight was like really short. It's like only like 2 minutes. About 2-3 minutes. Okay. This was a shorter fight than I thought it was gonna be. But yeah, good. It was good stuff. Yeah. The next one is Android 18 versus Captain Marvel, so that's gonna be a fun watch. Yeah. Again, good battle. I knew a bunch of Sub-Zero stuff, and I've seen most of his story be played out in Mortal Kombat 1. Glacius' story, I don't know if it's the way that they portrayed it, but it was, to me, was not interesting. Not, I ain't saying, don't mean that it's not interesting. I meant like more of engaging on me to go and seek out his actual story, stuff like that. But yeah, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe. Link to the original video will be in the description below. Let me know what you like to see me react to in the future in the comments. Also in the comments, who do you think is Sub-Zero and Glacius if they were to come back to Death Battle? Who would you want to see Sub-Zero fight? Who do you want to see Glacius fight? Let me know. And until next time, guys, I'll be seeing you. Okay. Last of the ones I was going to do today, that I had planned to do. I may do an epically musical video. But yeah, let's go. I need to change this to Android 18 versus Captain Marvel. Center that out. Yep, let's go. Okay. I could. Also, shouldn't I make like something to put behind here? Like so it's not like a black screen. Oh, you don't. No one's in here, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to Power Art. Today we are going to be reacting to Android 18 versus Captain Marvel. Looking forward to this. I know more about Android 18 because I've read Dragon Ball Z. I've not read Super, so I don't know what she does in the Super. One thing I know about Captain Marvel is the stuff from Endgame and Infinity War. Well, most of it is Endgame. I had never seen Captain Marvel or Captain Marvel 2. Or the Marvels, whatever it is called. But yeah, let's get into it. So at the moment, the one I'm going with is
Sloth,
Android 18.
Pizza, Chaos. This is Battle Sloths 2025, the Great Pizza Wars. The all-new twin-stick shooter for
Yeah.
I love a powerful woman. Even better, one that keeps getting stronger and stronger. And today, we've got two of them.
Android 18, the deadly cyborg killer from Dragon Ball.
And Captain Marvel, the hard-hitting, high-flying Avenger. He's
Yep,
Wiz and
okay.
I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I'm Sora 2, the new AI in town.
We're not afraid. Artless.
Okay.
In the age 763, peace had returned to the Earth. Unsung heroes, led by the Super Saiyan Goku, had saved the world from an evil galactic tyrant.
Everything seemed pretty hunky-dory until a mysterious time traveler showed up out of nowhere with a grave warning.
In just 3 years' time, 2 deadly androids would rise up and ravage the Earth, all while wearing the mark of the long-forgotten Red Ribbon Army.
This sounds like it's gonna get complicated real fast.
To be brief,
Yeah.
the Red Ribbon Army was the greatest military force ever known, even greater than the Earth's entire armed forces combined.
Until a tiny monkey child named Goku strolled through and wrecked their shit.
Dr. Gero,
yeah.
founder and lead scientist of the Red Ribbon Army, held a grudge against Goku for over 20 years. Like any mad scientist hell-bent on revenge, the good doctor got back to doing what he did best.
Building murder bots.
And so he designed some of his deadliest creations to date, Android 17 and Android 18. Though Android isn't entirely accurate. 17 and 18 were actually humans once, siblings even. So
So
that makes
cyborgs.
them cyborgs, not androids. You'd think a doctor with Gero's prestige would know the difference. I'll just chalk it up to a classic case of revenge madness. That happens to the best of us.
I think it's
Android
actually-
18's real name is Lazuli.
I think it was actually just a translation error. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Could be wrong. Her name Lazuli. 5'6", twin sister to Android 17, created by Dr. J-Rock, married Krillin, and mother of Marone. The fact that Krillin rated 18. Wild.
Which sounds like some sort of Italian pasta dish. No wonder she kept the name 18 after brutally murdering her maker.
Yeah, Android 18 and her brother were pretty unruly and a force to be reckoned with. Giro, even with his own cyborg body, didn't stand a chance.
With nothing better to do, the twins set off to ravage the world as predicted. But this time, something changed. After witnessing the compassion of the heroes, including a bald, vertically challenged martial artist named Krillin, 18 had a change of heart and joined the good guys.
She even wound up starting a family with Krillin.
Nice! Give it up for Krillin! Not only is he punching above his bracket, but he's laying pipe above it as well. Plus, 18 doesn't really age, so that's a serious win.
Android 18 is an extremely competitive fighter with numerous deadly abilities. Giro's programming stems from decades of military dominance, granting her incredible hand-to-hand combat skills and mechanically enhanced senses for superb situational awareness.
And she's got the strength to back it up. This chick can embed a person straight into the side of a cliff with a single smack, or shoot explosions out of her hands.
She does this by harnessing Ki, a Taoist-inspired life force energy manifested through a person's spirit and vigor. With her Ki, 18 can fire a barrage of energy beams powerful enough to destroy buildings, continents, possibly even planets.
Like the finger beam. Talk about getting finger blasted, am I right?
No.
Oh, you know you laughed.
Absolutely not.
On the inside?
Android 18 has dozens of other techniques, such as infinity bullets.
I know what you're thinking, but it's not a magic gun with unlimited ammo. It's a stampede of energy blasts which are nearly impossible to avoid.
Her photon strike lays waste to a vast area in an instant.
She also has Krillin's Destructo Disc. Okay, let's go.
She can even use her husband's signature technique, the Destructo Disc.
It's a buzzsaw made of pure energy. Why don't more Dragon Ball characters use that thing?
Ki is just as much a defensive tool as well. Android 18 can enhance her strength, speed, and endurance with her energy, greatly surpassing the limitations of her physical body.
Oh yeah, and she can fly!
Unlike most warriors, 18's energy supply stems from a sort of battery within. This system grants her a continuous and potentially endless supply of Ki.
She'll never get tuckered out. In fact, one of her favorite combat strategies is wasting time to make her enemy exhausted, then moving in to finish him off.
She's making him burn up all his energy and then she's going to attack him.
Like many of Dr. Giro's other androids, it's even possible for 18 to steal her foe's energy for herself by absorbing it through her body, increasing her power and nullifying her opponent.
So you can bet she'll always go the distance. Like Rocky Balboa, except, you know, way stronger and way prettier.
Okay.
Explore new horizons and enjoy quick and simple mod management with CurseForge.
So, would Android 18 be a good matchup for Rogue? Since they both are able to steal other people's energy powers.
18 is tough enough to deflect Goku's Kamehameha attack even while he's in Super Saiyan Blue form.
Okay.
Also, she can kick hard enough to break Super Saiyan Vegeta's arm.
What's so impressive about breaking an arm? You broke yours once just by falling out of your chair.
You might have missed the Super Saiyan part there. Vegeta's extremely high Ki levels improve his body to support an impressive amount of weight. Leading up to the fight, Vegeta was training in 450 times gravity, making his weight about 55,000 pounds. That means the tibia in his leg would be supporting over 40,000 pounds, the equivalent of 8 pickup trucks.
Damn, I wish I had bones like that. I could fire so many bazookas and never have to worry about falling down.
On top of that, she's able to use her constant supply of Ki to easily match the speed of a Super Saiyan. We've previously established that an ascended Super Saiyan can fly approximately 340,000 miles per hour, so it's reasonable to believe 18 can do the same.
Man, this Ki stuff is seriously awesome. Maybe I should start meditating or something.
Do you even know how?
Yeah, all I gotta do is get drunk and sit on the floor crisscross applesauce style, right?
Let's go. Yeah,
Easy.
that's what you do.
Sure. Anyway, just like Vegeta, Android 18's Ki allows her to survive serious blows. She's even tanked the full brunt of a Super Saiyan Ki Blast, capable of obliterating an entire building without a scratch.
Can't say the same for that sweet-ass jacket. Man, 18 is awesome.
Awesome? Yes. Unstoppable? Not at all. Android 18 is unfortunately susceptible to a number of weaknesses, including her own programming. Fearing her unruliness, Jiro designed her with a remote shutdown system in place, one that both he and Krillin's friend Bulma were able to exploit.
Wow, so this little thing will stop them, huh?
On top of that, 18 has a reputation of being cold and apathetic. Although this is mostly just a guise, as she's always ready to defend her friends and family from threats. She even joined Goku, the man she was originally programmed to kill, for an interdimensional tournament bent on saving the universe from annihilation. It's safe to say the Super Saiyans are not the only blondes protecting the planet.
Believe me, when she gets that look in her eye, you better hold on to your Dragon Balls.
I know I'm being hard on you, but it's the only way you'll learn.
Okay.
Captain Marvel.
So not for 18. Infinite energy and infinite, and you can steal other people's powers. Can fly. Unlimited ammo. Okay. I don't know what Marvel can do. Captain Marvel can do.
Has had many names in her career, but when she was born, she was simply Carol Danvers.
Carol grew up in Boston and joined the Air Force to pay for college. She quickly flew to the top of their ranks before moving on to the Air Force Intelligence. Then she joined NASA. Damn, is her superpower just having really badass jobs? Wonder if she could give me a recommendation.
Working at NASA was pretty cool until aliens attacked. Carol got caught in the middle of a massive battle between the Kree aliens and a Kree superhero named Mar-Vell, known to the world as Captain Marvel.
Well, wait. Captain Marvel's secret identity is Mar-Vell? Somebody forgot to read Superheroes for Dummies. Anyway, during the battle, Carol got stuck in a machine called the Psych Magnetron, which exploded. Luckily for her, this was one of those explosions that turns you into a superhero.
The energy from the blast merged Carol's DNA with strands of Mar-Vell's. She developed an extra Kree brain lobe and gained most of Mar-Vell's powers, transforming her into a new, dynamic superheroine.
Except she didn't even realize it at first. She'd just black out at random times and wake up to hear about a new suspiciously blonde superhero. Hey, Wiz, maybe I have a superhero side like this. I mean, I black out all the time.
Boomstick, you don't have powers. You have a problem.
Correction. Both Wiz and Boomstick had powers and abilities. This is just them gaining more.
Throughout her adventures, Carol went through several phases of superhero titles. First Miss Marvel, then Binary, then Warbird, then Miss Marvel again, until one day, Mar-Vell died.
Here's to you, Mar-Vell.
To honor her fallen friend, Carol Danvers took up his mantle, becoming the brand new Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is unbelievably powerful, with superhuman strength and incredible durability.
She learned how to fly planes in the Air Force, but now she could fly herself, and super fast.
Speaking of which, through her time with the Air Force and as a member of the Avengers, she's received years of quality combat training. Not only can she hit hard, she can fire powerful concussive blasts of photon
She just fucking punch out the fucking T-Rex
and stellar light energy from her hands, as well as create energy fields.
As if all that weren't enough, Carol can open up an extra can of whoop-ass by absorbing energy. Absorbing anything from electricity to magic can make her even stronger.
With these powers, Captain Marvel has done some pretty amazing things. While training with the Avengers, the combat simulation measured that she could deliver a force of 92 tons, almost 10 times the destructive power of a Davy Crockett nuclear missile.
She can survive energy blasts to the face and even the vacuum of space for a long period of time. Once she flew from Broadway to the end of the atmosphere in only a minute and 58 seconds.
悲しい夢を見ていた。ゆっくりと目を開き、ふと空を見上げ。
That's a lot of ground, sky to cover in less than 2 minutes.
She claims that's her personal record. Now, considering the distance between a New York City street and the exosphere, Marvel must have been flying 247 times faster than the speed of sound.
Slower than
Carol has taken out.
just slower than Android 18.
Characters like Vision punched Iron Man out of his armor and even survived 2 point-blank blasts from the Destructor's beam, which has enough power to punch holes through an Imperial Kree starship.
And that's not even the height of her power. If Marvel absorbs enough energy, she can access the powers of Binary, a form she took after losing her powers, getting lost in space, and being experimented on by aliens. Long story. As Binary, she can tap into the power of a white hole and generate star levels of energy.
And her hair's on fire!
Were you even listening? That's like the least interesting thing about it.
Says you? Look at it!
Binary was an extremely powerful form, capable of wiping out entire fleets of enemy ships, but one that Captain Marvel does not have easy access to. She initially lost the form after expending all of its energy, and is unable to reach it again without absorbing a massive amount of interstellar energy, such as the infinite energy from a gravitational field of a black hole singularity.
She's too stubborn to just give up, though.
She's stubborn to a fault, even rushing headlong into situations while ignoring advice from wiser, more experienced friends. Like the time she started a civil war
I forgot she started Civil War 2.
Between superheroes, or when she completely ignored her damaging addiction to alcohol.
Yeah, Carol is a badass with a hell of a lot of
That's a face and a half.
power. But if Tony Stark, of all people, thinks you have a drinking problem, you should probably listen to him instead of trying to fly into space while completely wasted. Yeah.
Regardless, Captain Marvel is a seasoned hero with a record that most would be envious of. Hell, she's such a pillar, she's named after the publishing company itself.
Anybody else?
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But first, it's time for some scrumptious Blue Apron.
So I'm gonna go with whoa. Okay, so I'm gonna go with Android 18. The reason I'm going with Android 18, I feel like the camera is not is slowed down for some reason. Anyways, I'm going with Android 18 for the reason that she's able to sword their powers and she's fought Goku stuff, who's able to just destroy stuff stronger than I think what Cara Danvers has done. So scaling to that, I think Android 18 should have this. So I'm gonna be, let's go. I'm betting Android 18.
Oh!
Oh no!
Get back! This orb is coming with me.
Give me a break, lady. I've been looking for that thing all day.
Don't make me hurt you.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Okay. Okay. Okay, seems like she's faster. Okay, let's go. Damn! Come on, 18. Let's go.
Time for this.
That's right, 18. That's right, 18. Uppercut her ass. Let's go.
What a pest.
No fair! That's getting dirty.
Time to clean up then.
There we go.
Surprise! Thanks for the energy.
I completely missed that she was able to do a Zord shit here, okay? But she does have a time limit. If she uses up all her energy, it will go back. She will go back to normal. Where 18 doesn't have that problem. So, 18, you still got this. Let's go.
Whatever you give and dish it back twice as hard. Have a taste of your own energy.
Yeah, okay, 18, you got this. Get up there and kick her ass.
What? Surprise! I can do it too.
Oh yeah, 18, what's go?
Meet Gym Monster 2, your all-in-one smart home gym.
Also,
set it up anywhere,
camera,
no limits, no installation.
Stop lagging, camera. Camera, I need you to stop lagging. Let's go. Kick her ass. Oh shit! Look her arm. Look her other arm. Oh shit! Hey, that crater bigger.
No fair. I can.
Oh shit! Boy, I did not think that was the way your arm was going to be bending. Okay. Android 18 had you fucked up. Okay.
Still.
Oh shit!
And that's that.
KO! Ouch! Now that's a crushing blow.
Captain Marvel may have been one of the Avengers' mightiest warriors, but she couldn't stand up to the impressive.
I was not ready for that. Beat her caked up too fast. Okay.
No fair. I can. Still.
Nah.
And that's that.
KO! Ouch! Now that's a crushing blow.
Captain Marvel may have been one of the Avengers' mightiest warriors, but she couldn't stand up to the impressive power, speed, and expertise of Android 18.
First off, the numbers don't lie. When it comes to speed, Carol's best record put her in just under 200,000 miles per hour, but 18 could move over 100,000 miles faster.
Most apparent of all,
Okay,
Marvel's durability and strength feats simply pale in comparison to 18's. The only way Marvel's power could match 18's was to absorb enough energy to reach her binary form.
But 18 is no stranger to that technique. There's no doubt she recognized what Carol was doing and stopped feeding her energy. Even if Carol had somehow achieved the full force of binary, that wouldn't have guaranteed a win. I mean, the last time we saw binary in the comics, she was taken down by some alien guns. Guess she's not as good at absorbing energy as she thought.
With superior speed, strength, tactics, and endurance, Android 18 simply wore Captain Marvel down until it was time to go in for the kill.
And that's why Captain Marvel lost by TKO. God, that one was awful.
The winner is Android 18.
Let's go. We did it.
Hey, don't go away. We're about.
Yeah. Good shit. Good shit. Liked it. Yeah. Good fight. I did not see the death coming. That was really cool. A really good death. Yeah.
No fair. I can.
Pause on that.
Still.
Yeah. Was not. I did not expect that death to be right there. I thought this fight was still going on at least for a few more seconds. But fuck, damn, that was good. That was a good fight. Best fight of the season, maybe so far. No, because Power Rangers Voltron's in this season. Yeah, good shit. Good shit. I really enjoyed it. That said, link to the original video will be in the description below. Yeah. be sure to give this video a like and subscribe. Comment down below what death battle you would like to see me react to in the future, and comment down below if Android 18 and Captain Marvel was to come back to a death battle, who do you want to see them fight? Not each other. Until next time, guys, I'll be seeing you. Okay, there's that. Record for it. Stream for a bit. Okay. Let's go. And with that out of the way, one thing left I really want to do is maybe play some Minecraft. There's also I don't really want. I'm want to probably play some Minecraft. Yeah, but that's gonna be it for this stream. Might come back to another stream later for just showing off Minecraft. But yeah, and with that, see y'all.